Sure. I also wanted to chat with you related to the themes which essentially relate to your crude oil prices, because that's the one which is perhaps feeling a little more heat out there and as seen perhaps is holding in the biggest gain in nearly 6 months on the Middle East tensions. So, how are you looking at it, A, from a very equity standpoint of view? Because the positive correlation between oil and equity markets now will be disturbed with the geopolitical concerns which have set in. That's number one. What's your assessment about it? And also in terms of themes, something like for oil producers, something in the like of paints, something in the like of oil marketing companies. How are you looking at the entire, crude derivative related themes?
Yes, Nikki, you're absolutely right. From a sentiment standpoint, this becomes a very important variable. But if you break down our $205 billion of oil imports last financial year, 16.7 came from Russia, 16.6 from Iraq. And if you look at the UAE and Saudi, contribute another 30%. So our 60% of $205 billion of oil import come from this country. Qatar is about 6-7%. Iran already has an embargo. So from an oil standpoint, I don't think it will have a significant material impact financially, but sentiments definitely are very, very critical. I think that's why you see some degree of buoyancy in the equity markets in spite of what happened over the weekend. And if you look at what we get from Israel is less than 1%. So I don't think it'll impact materially, because the other very, very overwhelming variables from an Indian standpoint, which will dictate the markets and its liquidity. If you look at the FII flow, has been negative for about $1 billion for the first few days of this year, of this month. And last month you saw about 14,000 crores going out. Domestic inflow was 20,000 crores. I think liquidity will drive the market still. Elections become the key focal point of the direction of the market, and crude, I think, will be behind us. Of course, this time around, the unsettlement is calling for countries taking sides, which could have implications. But I think we have to keep an eye on it. But I don't see a large concern from an equity market and its correction.